Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, boomers and retirees, if you're concerned about taxes and you're committed to still see how much lower your taxes can be, even still in 2023, listen up. This is out of Bloomberg Law. Quite a fascinating article, and I will read this to you verbatim. Tax the rich messaging drives Democrats' 2024 election pitch. Folks, it's coming. It's not a matter of how high, it's how much. And how much higher. Not a matter of will taxes go up, but how much will they go up? And how fast will they go up? See, when you want to continue to spend like you've got a blank checkbook, then all you do is you find ways to raise taxes. And one of the greatest ways to raise taxes is to prevent people from lowering their taxes, like doing Roth conversions, taking away deductions, changing the Tax Cut and Jobs Act. And that's the threat. Even though we have a Black Friday sale that's going to go a couple more years, because as of now, the tax rates aren't going to jump up 3 or 4% for a couple of years, the time to act is now. And the emphasis here, and I'll talk to you about Art that we met with, who said, Chuck, I understand I should have done this earlier. I retired about 4 years ago. He's 70 now. And he goes, but I'm facing these required minimum distributions. And I just want somebody to look at this from a wealth preservation perspective. Not kind of the way I grew up where it's just like grow, accumulate. The good news is, unlike just Art that's realizing this now post-retirement, a lot of you are reaching out now in your mid-50s to late 50s going, you know what, I don't want to wait and put it off. Folks, delaying is a heavy cost. The sooner, the more you save, the sooner you address it. And here's a couple things that are really important I want you to take away. And these are clients like many of you. You've got Senator Wyden, who heads up the Senate Finance Banking Committee, is looking for, and I'll share this with you, unveils a bill to impose an annual tax on appreciation in publicly traded assets like stocks and bonds. Now, this is they haven't defined what wealthy Americans are, but will only, the article says, only impact wealthy Americans. Well, folks, hello. The wealthy and the ultra wealthy Americans are what create wealth for all of us. And when you take away from the makers, being these infamous takers, everybody loses. Everybody loses. But if the average person's in retirement has saved $135,000 towards retirement, maybe Senator Wyden views wealthy as having saved over $100,000. We don't know. We don't know. The problem is they make the rules up as they go. So let's talk about this. The tax the rich messaging drives Democrats' 2024 election pitch per Bloomberg Law. This was November the 28th. The encouragement is to unequivocally raise taxes, right? There's plenty of room to raise taxes, the article goes on to say. Now, this is actually coming from a billionaire who runs one of the biggest hedge funds, Paul Tudor Jones. He says, we're going to need to change Social Security, which many people can't afford for that to change. Cut federal health insurance. Some of these things may make sense, but it all is going to be trickled down on higher taxes. Well, let's talk about Art, who said, you know what? I want someone to look at this to see that I don't want to pay this extra 4 times Medicare Part B and D premiums. And learning from you, Chuck, and your team, I realized I could have prevented that from happening. Folks, prevention. Let's talk about Jack and Alice. Their goals were the same. Tax elimination, income maximization, and legacy and lifestyle preservation. But it all comes down to that P word, preservation. And you had Biden that literally came out this week and said that corporations were gouging consumers. No, here's what the article was titled. This was out of Fox News at foxnews.com. Stop the price gouging. Biden hits corporations over high consumer costs. Now, mind you, in the same sentence, right, that he's telling you how he's, with these wonderful Bidenomics, has lowered the cost of inflation, which nobody believes the numbers because they're all made up anyway. And we know they're significantly reduced from what the reality of what they really are, is that the Trump administration, because they were talking about, you can afford more now for Thanksgiving, et cetera, et cetera. The Trump administration actually came out and actually gave the truth about how prices, right, have gone up because of Bidenomics. So a 4-pound ham is up 97%. A 16-pound turkey is up 41%. Green beans are up 33%. I could read 20 things on this list around Thanksgiving. All of them are up no less than 15 to as high as 97%. And all of us that have worked hard and saved hard know that Bidenomics is a bunch of bunk. Folks, here's what you can do. Go to retirementprotected.com. That's retirementprotected.com. And don't be part of this initiative of this other party who's basically saying, you know what, to push this Green New Deal, which, by the way, did anybody see this where Vice President Kamala Harris did a interview in front of her gas stove? I mean, you can't make this stuff up. You really can't. In fact, I'm going to do a special segment as often, if not weekly, as I can on you can't make this stuff up. There you go. There's the first one. Kamala Harris in an interview on national TV in front of her gas range. And remember, this is supposed to save America. Blah, 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 blah. Folks, save yourself. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com. Learn how you can be a low tax or a no tax retiree. Control what you can control. Don't fall victim to this, folks. This is not a time to be sitting on the sidelines. Preservation planning is a game changer. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.